take a look at this. We know this as a tomato. It's got the colour of a tomato, it's got the shape of a tomato, it feels like a tomato, and it smells like a tomato. So someone who has seen that for the very first time, the next time they're presented with that would know it's a tomato. And they're using all the different types of sensations, the smell, the look, the size, the colour, the smoothness, and so on. Now, the brain is able to process this sort of information rather well. The problem comes as we get older, some things like memory start to deteriorate. And so one of the things that I'm interested in is, what is this process? How is it that memory is formed? And whereabouts in the brain are we able to look for this? To start off with, or take a look at a brain. This actually is half a brain. So if I split my head down the middle, inside I'd find something like that, hopefully a little bit bigger than this one. On the outside we've got what we call the cortex, and this is where most of our processing goes on. So for example, at the front end we've got the frontal area, frontal cortex, which is some of the emotional processing. At the back end we've got vision, and in other areas we're doing things like touch and motor. Now, the cortex is very important in terms for long-term storage of memory, but the area which is actually very important, which we can't see in this very easily, is in the middle. And that structure is called the hippocampus. And the hippocampus is absolutely necessary for us to not only process memories, but also to retrieve memories. And without a functioning hippocampus, unfortunately, this leads us to have deficits in memory. So we stop remembering things. And this is precisely the sort of thing that happens as we get older. And in some cases, people have particular diseases like Alzheimer's disease. In that case, what happens is that memories are lost. Memories are no longer able to be retrieved. And that is a subject of my research, understanding Alzheimer's, understanding how we can investigate Alzheimer's disease, how we can cure it, and hopefully design drugs which are able to delay the onset in people who we know have been diagnosed with this ailment. I'm looking specifically at how the brain remembers or memorises things. So, for example, how you remember people's faces, how you remember people's names. It's a very important thing for us to do, but it's a very poorly understood subject, because where do we have our memories? Where are memories located? And obviously we know they're located somewhere in the brain, so I'm interested in specific areas of the brain where we think memories are located, and also how we store memories, how the neurons, which are the cells that are in the brain, how they actually remember things, and how the brain works so that it can respond to when you need to recollect something that's happened in the past.